I'm coming in there whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Now you see the difference? That is a psychopath.
I just got back from seeing Copshop, and holy shit, it was awesome! I'm a huge fan of gritty 70s and 80s action films, and in an age where the box office is pretty much dominated by CG-drenched superhero slugfests, I'm constantly on the hunt for smaller or mid-budget action films that give me that pure old-school feel. I'm a fan of Joe Carnahan's and was sold the instant I read last year that he was filming a movie with Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo. In this movie, Frank Grillo plays Teddy Moretto, a con man on the run from some nasty people, and sucker punches a small-town cop to get himself arrested. After he's placed in lockup, Bob Vidic, a fairly psychotic hitman played by Gerard Butler, deliberately crashes into a state police cruiser and feigns drunkenness, which places him in the same lockup as Moretto, but he's stopped from completing his contract by rookie police officer Valerie Young, played by Alexis Louder. It soon becomes apparent that Vidic isn't the only one after Grillo's head, when an even more psychotic killer named Anthony Lamb, played by Toby Huss, enters the station with a submachine gun and slaughters almost everybody inside, leaving the rookie trapped in lockup with two scumbags, each every bit as untrustworthy as the other. This was the kind of movie I would have seen in high school. I can remember coming home and flipping on the TV and seeing what kinds of low-budget cheese would come on the screen and just forgetting about my daily struggles for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Copshop is the kind of movie I would have seen in high school as part of a Friday night double feature with Showdown in Little Tokyo or Assault on Precinct 13. It's a movie that knows exactly what it is and nurses no delusions about being anything above a fun and thoroughly unpretentious action thriller that takes its time getting to the bullets and blood. No, this isn't a slow burn type of movie. With a lean 107-minute runtime, the story moves along at a brisk pace, but the body count is significantly smaller than you'd see in most action films today. While there was some unnecessary shaky cam at certain parts and a few cases of sketchy CGI, I will say that I appreciate Carnahan's use of wide frames and the occasional in-camera blood squib. The action is also pretty well edited so that you never have to subconsciously stitch the scene together, as is the case with too many other action films. I also appreciate that with such a simple premise, Carnahan blatantly plays with the audience, planting seeds to generate doubt within the viewer. In a way, I was reminded of Michael Mann's crime classic Heat, where you had Al Pacino and Robert De Niro as two likable guys. Both characters were the dictionary definition of professional, but you could root for either guy. You knew the story was going to end in one or the other's favor, and it didn't matter how it went, you just knew it was going to be gold. That's kind of how it was with Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler's characters. Both guys are pros, both guys have likable personalities, and at least one of them is a lying scumbag. The way Carnahan spins the web, it could honestly go in either direction. The movie's also really funny, not in a wink at the camera way, but more of a tongue-in-cheek, it knows what it is, and it assumes that you're also in on the joke manner. There's a lot of dark comedy in this movie. I wasn't expecting to be laughing as often and as hard as I was. I thought the acting was really solid. I liked Frank Grillo a lot. I've been a fan of his since The Purge Anarchy. Somebody seriously needs to remake the Max Payne film and cast this guy in the titular role. I know Grillo's been on social media lately unsatisfied with how a large chunk of his scenes were cut from the movie. My guess is that was done to better balance out the screen time between him and Gerard Butler and to give the movie a faster pace. For whatever it's worth, I still liked him a lot in this movie, and the fact that he's not leading more mainstream Hollywood action films is a crime against humanity. Gerard Butler was also solid. I like him a lot in these down and dirty macho action man roles. He was a blast in Olympus Has Fallen and its sequels. He was great in Den of Thieves, and here he is just chewing the scenery and having an absolute blast. Alexis Louder, I had never heard of prior to seeing this movie. She is channeling those 70s action stars so hard that it's awesome. It's like Charles Bronson, Clint Eastwood, Lee Marvin, all these 70s badasses just fusing together into this character that you can't help but root for. I could actually see her carving a name for herself as an action maiden after this. Toby Huss was a riot he's having the time of his life just playing the craziest character you've ever seen. I mean, this guy just mag dumps a submachine gun into bulletproof glass, then into the titanium door that leads to lockup, then just randomly starts singing his own variation of Curtis Mayfield's Freddy's Dead. I was howling. The movie is worth seeing just for him alone. Please, for the love of God, go see Copshop.